Hello my lovely friends, my name is Rue. How do you do? Welcome back to my channel. We're doing an autism chat today. The huge. I'm just gonna tap on some stuff I have over here while we chat because I just filmed a different video and I just have stuff sitting over here, so we're gonna use it in this video. So hi, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I am a late diagnosed autistic person. I was diagnosed in October of 2021, and sometimes we talk about autism on my channel because people seem to enjoy it. So I actually haven't done an autism chat in a bit. I don't know if it feels that way for you guys, but it's been a little bit for me because I just haven't really. One, I don't think I was thinking about it as much because I was having a pretty okay time with things, and two, they take a lot more of my energy, so I have to be in the right state of mind to do one of these videos. And so today I feel like talking, so we're getting out an autism chat. And I did not script this video, which is always a fantastic idea. So it's gonna be chaotic, rambly, not coherent probably, and I'm probably gonna forget most of what I wanted to say. So welcome. As always, I'm not an expert. This is me talking about my experiences. Every autistic person is a different human being with different experiences. So today I thought we could talk about some things that I have thought about that would make my existence as an autistic person easier in the world. And unfortunately, I feel like these are really, really big systemic changes that would have to happen, which is, you know, discouraging, not great. But I feel a lot of times nowadays, like a lot of accommodations are kind of just band-aids on the actual problems. They don't really fix anything. They kind of just make it bearable. And yeah, so I thought we could discuss some actual helpful things that I kind of thought about. So the first one is just education and like exposure. So what I mean by that is like exposing our young people to different types of people and different types of learning and different types of experiences, like very early on. Like work it into the public education stuff, like, because like I do understand there's a human curiosity. So like if you see someone that's different from you, you want to look, you want to ask questions and that sort of thing, which I understand. But obviously, you know, that person may not have the energy to deal with that, and it makes day-to-day living not great, maybe more stressful. And so I believe that the more you expose people to different types of humans, different disabilities, like the more you normalize it, the less of that there's gonna be. So education, I feel, is very, very important. Also, exposure. So what I'm trying to say is like having different types of people in like mainstream media showing disabilities, normalizing disabilities, like having characters that are disabled but like their whole story isn't just centered around their disability, like they're an actual human being. and having like accurate representation of different types of people. Like I feel like we're getting a little better, but it's still a long way to go. And also just like doing away with all of these like social rules, social standards that just like set everybody up for failure, you know? Like not just autistic people. I feel like everyone, like who can meet this neurotypical standard all the time? Like I don't think that's good for anybody. Like we need to stop having these strict rules for how to act and stuff. Like obviously within reason, like if you're not hurting anyone, that's what I mean. Because like who cares if someone can't make eye contact? Who cares if someone is openly stimming? Like why? Why do these standards exist? They exist to alienate people and give other people privilege, I guess. I don't know. Those who can abide by them. We're gonna tap on the hairbrush. But yeah, like doing away with all these rules and things that don't make sense and just letting people just be themselves without having to worry about like stares or, you know, rejection or like, you know, like in job situations, like you can't act autistic and not worry about your job. I don't know, like but like we need to loosen these social standards that like help no one, you know, get rid of that. I also think it would be helpful to like learn about in school different types of brains, different types of ways of learning, and like having different ways of learning available for children. Because I didn't learn how my brain worked until I was like 20. I don't know, 28. Like it, and it was so much trial and error and so much feeling like a failure and all these things. But like if someone had told me, explained to me how all this works, it would have made my life much easier and simpler. And so I feel like that's something that should be also intertwined into our like education system. Like, hey kids, these are different ways that you may learn. Which one applies to you? Here's some strategies to implement. If you learn this way, maybe you should try this. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But like having sort of a class on these are different ways that people's brains work. Just so, like, I don't know. And not like assuming everyone is gonna learn the same way. The other thing, and maybe this is a radical take, I don't know. But I think that accommodations should be available to everyone. And let me explain. Like, the more readily available accommodations are, the more easy and normalized they're going to be for a disabled person. Like, take fidget toys, for example. Those have been very normalized within the general population. And now it's pretty normal and acceptable to have fidget toys, like in public, at school, at work, you know? So I think making those resources available to everyone helps everyone. And I think that, like, for example, everyone should have access to, you know, being able to work from home, or having flexible hours, or working less. That's another one. Like, I think the 40-hour work week is ridiculous, and we need to change that, because it's just, that's not, I mean, clearly a lot of people do it. I don't know how they do it. But like, it's bad for autistic people, but I think that we are just the more sensitive to things like that, and it's bad for everybody. Like, we're just more aware of how bad it is. And so I think that we're initially the ones who sense there's a problem, and we're like, this is hurting you guys too. Like, we should do something about this, because it's not good. And I think there's an attitude of like, oh, what if people take advantage of these things and they're not disabled? Like, I don't care. I think everyone should have an easier life. I think everyone should be able to say, hey, I need this, and not have that second guessed. I really don't care if someone takes advantage of something. Like, the idea that there should be like this standard of how miserable you should be or something, like I had to endure this, so you should have to endure this too sort of attitude just does not vibe with me. It's like, no, I suffered, so I want to make sure you do not suffer. I want to make your life as easy as possible. And so I feel like we should make accommodations available for everyone, and not just someone with a diagnosed disability. And I think that would make things easier for disabled people, because if it's normalized in the general population, it's going to be much more okay and less alienating for the disabled person to use the accommodation they need. I hope this makes sense. Like, I want accommodations to be so normal that no one thinks about it. Like, this is not exactly a great example, it's not exactly a parallel, but like, for example, if you have bad eyesight, if we did not have easy access to eyewear, glasses, contacts, whatever, that would be a disability, but it's so normalized. Like, the accommodations for that are so normal and so accessible that it's not seen as a disability. And I want that to be the case for everything. Obviously, you can't, like, even with accommodations, I understand some disabilities are still disabling, like, but I want all of these things to be very easy to access. And also, I realize that like eyewear and stuff is not accessible to everyone. So there is that as well, because it's like a money problem. But it's fairly, there's a lot of eye doctors and things you can go to. Like, it's a very normalized part of society. I don't know if that made sense. I don't feel like, as a disabled person, you should have to go through all of this extra work to have your needs accommodated for. And I think just having those built into the system would make our lives so much easier. I don't know. What do you guys think? Does that make any sense? I just think, regardless of disability, regardless of neurotype, whatever, you should be able to do whatever you think is best for you. I don't know. Maybe that's radical. And I think the more that accommodations and disability aids and that sort of thing is seen and normalized, the better it's going to be for disabled people. So that's my thinking on that. And I know that would be a huge change. Okay. moving on. The next thing I believe would help me specifically, and probably more people, is we need to separate work from social stuff. I do quite well with the tasks, like task-based work. Like, I need to get this done. I do well with repetitive work, and the parts of working that I continually struggle with are the social and communication aspects. And those are so heavily intertwined into every single job these days that it's impossible to find a job that works with my needs, because I just can't. It's why I was in such bad burnout. But like, task-based jobs don't exist. You have to be an extremely sociable, likable, good verbal communication sort of person at like every single job. If you look at any application, you know, they're gonna want you to work well with other people and be very, you know, likable and good at talking and like all the things that I am not. But like, I am good at other things that, you know, maybe those people that are good at those things might suck at. So why am I less valuable because I can't, like, I can't keep up with all of the social aspects and the communication styles? I don't know, that's just a really frustrating aspect, and why I have struggled to work my whole life. Because I think, you know, maybe farther back in the past there were more task-based jobs and you could just like, I don't know, like work in a field all day and go home or something, you know? But nowadays they're just so heavily intertwined, like it's impossible to separate them. And that makes it very difficult for autistic people. And probably other people, I don't know. Which, like, also job interviews are stupid. Like, it's literally just who can act the best and lie the best. Anyways. Because the thing is, I saw this statistic that was like very recent. And it was like something like 80% of college educated autistics are unemployed. Unemployed. Not underemployed, unemployed. I am a part of that statistic. Like, I don't know how we see that statistic and be like, oh yeah, everything is great. Like, clearly the system does not work for us. So, yeah. Like, there's so many things that need to systemically change to make our lives better. I'm tapping on this now. Okay. I feel like there was more I wanted to say. I mean, honestly, universal basic income would help a lot. But yeah, there's just a lot of very large changes that I think need to happen before autistic people and disabled people in general have a better time in society. So yeah, I don't know if I talked about everything I wanted to talk about, but those are, you know, some main ideas, main concepts that we could work on. I mean, call me a radical, I don't know, but you gotta start somewhere. Like, things were really crappy, you know, 100 years ago, and we have improved since then, and we gotta have goals to shoot for, you know? So, there's my basic list of things that I think would actually help autistic people. I don't know, tell me if you agree in the comments, or what you think. Be nice though, be nice. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Okie dokie. Goodbye.